Hello everyone, welcome to the Pink City Design Confluence by Arch College of Design and Business. Today is the third day of this design event that intends to propagate design culture with the theme Form, Reform, Transform. The design culture leadership at the Arch College is working towards propagating the concepts of design thinking and application by familiarizing our youth in schools and colleges with design methods and imparting design skills, enabling them to become design leaders, creators, and innovators. This session is for digital poster presentation. We have 5 young designers with us from different parts of the country who will depict the story with their innovative designs. And to evaluate them, we have Mr. Anil Bose, Faculty Graphic Design Communication. Mr. Bose has experience of over 25 years in the industry of graphic design, animation, and photography. He's a postgraduate from NIT Ahmedabad and a BFA from Delhi College of Art. He has worked with TV-based studios for motion graphics. In addition, he created learning-based simulations for the managers and laborers at the Fair Labor Association, Switzerland. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Deepshika. That was a nice introduction. And welcome to all the participants for this session. I would like to call on Chitra to start her presentation. And Chitra is from the Jaipur Rugs, and Jaipur Rugs is widely known, and it's in Jaipur and in many cities. So, Chitra, give us your presentation.
I'll just add here, you will have 7 minutes for your presentation and 3 minutes we'll take up questions and comments by sir. You can start.
Yeah, surely. We'll go ahead. So I think my screen is visible to everybody, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Hi. So my presentation timing starts here.
Yes, it started.
Okay. So hi everybody. Welcome to the design conclave. We are here, and today I will be presenting one of the most special collection we have in Jaipur Rugs. So Jaipur Rugs is an organization. I'll quickly take you through what Jaipur Rugs does. Jaipur Rugs has over more than 7,000 loom connecting 40,000 artisans across India. And we have the unique business model in which we directly work at the weaver's doorstep. We have the socio-economic sustainable model, and we work in 600 different villages in 5 different states and across 5 million square feet production annually. And we export and we have the retail B2C as well to 60 plus countries. That's our global reach. That's the map of Jaipur Rugs. Now, how the organization started with the vision of the founder, but with 2 looms at his backyard, and with the community he worked with, especially untouchables. And then he shifted to Gujarat and had the journey of 13 years with the tribe. We actually call it Jaipur carpets, but it originally started in Gujarat, and he had spent 13 years with the tribe learning the skill of rug weaving and teaching that to the artisans as well, and training them in the Gujarat. And Jaipur Rugs has completed its 40 years of journey. Today it is one of the leading manufacturers in hand knotted carpet, which is the Persian knot, which we do. Now, this is the hero of the presentation. This is a poster which we have tried depicting our journey of 40 years, and the special collection which we do, that's the Manchaha. So what do you think Manchaha means? Manchaha is something that comes from your heart, right? So this poster is a depiction of the journey we have traveled from an artisan journey, from a weaver to the artist. So when we started the organization 40 years back, we were working with the community, which is Regars, and the Regar community's job is to weave the carpet. They used to, rug weaving has always been known as the job of, tying knots. But, like 5 years back when we started with Manchaha initiative, in that we tried having a sustainable approach through the yarns, colorful yarns. We took it to the artisan's house and, trained them, motivated them, and tried pulling out the ideas and thoughts they had, even putting that focus to the stories they live every day. So Manshaha has been an initiative where an artisan has been weaving their heart and mind into the rug, from the small sweet shakkar para they eat in their house to the big dreams and ambitions they have in their life. They have imbibed everything in their rug, and that has helped us travel the journey, the behavioral shift of a weaver to the artist, to the artisan, the weaver designer. And that's how we have traveled from our small village to the big cities. We have, I'll take you through the award lane we have for the Manshaha rugs. So this poster is basically the, sorry. This poster is basically the colorful depiction of our village, and the rug has been the medium which has been the platform, or the way the artisans have traveled and witnessed their journey from being a weaver to an artist, from a small village of Aspura, which is our hub of Manchahas, where wishes come true. Aspura means where wishes come true, has actually fulfilled the wish of Jaipur rugs of tapping into that potential of art, craft, and creativity, the spontaneous art in the villages, and making it, giving it a global platform. Through this, we have also tapped the segment of co-creation, where people have came together and co-created. We have also tapped the vision of the founder of creating the relation between customer and the artisan, bringing them in the same platform through which both the parties can express their need and the need can be fulfilled. The artist should have the independent capacity to weave, to design their thought, and similarly the customer should have the way more options to explore. Now, I'll move ahead, like what this poster depicts. It's it's actually weaving the way to the world, the journey from the rural artisan to the global acclaimed designers. That's what this hands, which is portrayed in the different form of weaving, depicts. In the poster, you can see the Leheria pattern, which is one of the common pattern all the artisans in the village weave out. That is a normal Rajasthani sari pattern, which is very common in all the villages. So small elephant elements from the village has been picked up in this poster. Now, what is Manshaha? Manshaha is the expression of heart of the artisan. And when we started the Manshaha collection, it was actually named Artisan Original. But when the weavers started making it and they realized that that's the space where they're allowed to make the mistake, they again wanted to make more such carpets, and then they themselves named it that we want to have the Manshaha carpet, Manpasand ka carpet dona, Manshaha carpet dona, and that's how we renamed the entire collection to the Manshaha collection. Now, this is a very recent award we got, the Carpet Design Award for 2021. This rug is called Machine Ki Dunya. This is one such carpet, and this is Sundari Devi sitting in the center of her rug. She has weaved this carpet, and she can just see from her one eye. And this rug is very special because of the kind of color, segmentation she has done in the rug. She has made the field from where she plows, that she has a big field in her village, and she believes how humans have a world where they love together, fight together, have differences, empathy, and they live together. Similarly, machine has its own world where a tractor is telling the aeroplane, and the aeroplane is having a conversation with a tractor, in which aeroplane teases the tractor that you can't fly like I am flying in the sky. So the tractor says, similarly, you cannot plow the field which Sundari Devi has. So this conversation is weaved in this carpet, and the kind of color waves she has done makes this carpet very special and made Jaipur rugs win the 2021 Carpet Design Award for Machine Ki Dunya. So this is one such story. Similarly, we got the Design Award for 2020 for Deepak Rug. This is made by Kasturi Devi, depicting the yellow color as a light for her life, because when she has started weaving rugs, she's able to, run her family, and they both, the husband and wife, is together running the family. And this yellow color was something she bartered with her colleagues in the village, because she wanted to show the brightness she has felt, the enlightenment she has felt, the empowerment she has felt through the yellow color depicted, which pops out and stands out in the rug. These are some of the snapshots from the Manshaha collection, the artisan designed carpets.
Chitra, your time is up. If you can take us through your presentation quickly.
Yeah, these are some from the prisons of Rajasthan. This is one such carpet which is designed by Amar Chand, and this is old as gold carpet. So taking you through some carpets, and these are some of the global recognition which this poster talks about, how, the way they have weaved their way to the world through their own designs and thoughts. I would end my presentation with this slide. And as we always, say, our founder says that profit will inevitably follow if you do your work with a lot of love and, a lot of heart to it. So that's something I would like to end the presentation with. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Chitra. I think the presentation was very comprehensive. And let's see if there are any questions if people have put. Okay, while they are putting, I'd like to open it to the other participants to ask questions if they need to from Chitra. Then I'll conclude by putting in some questions. So Saloni, Vansh, you all can ask questions. Rashmi also there. Any questions, please? I think it was quite comprehensive, so probably things are all well explained and all. My little feedback is, when we do posters, what would be the key points, if suppose you were going to show the poster alone, right? You were going to show the poster alone, and without all these slides and all, what would be those key granules that you would put on the poster itself, so that it's self-explanatory? It's already there, I mean, visually it's quite clear. You can see a journey, you can see the Lehariya pattern you talk about, and we see, exactly everything is different. It's like customized, like you explained. But what would be some of the key things that a person who doesn't have a background and this was just put up in the public someplace, what would be those things, What do you think, Chitra?
I think I can, words which I think this should represent. First is I would, I would try to depict the feminine aspect of our brand. We work with a lot of female artisans. That is something I would try
Okay.
to. Dignity would be the second thing I would have to, think how we would put that into picture in the poster. But dignity is something which our brand represents for artisans.
Yeah. It's not very easy to visually depict, that. I imagine. One thing I thought maybe, just as a visual clue, I'm just giving you is that, this looks like a journey, and you spoke about around 40 years. So could this, the rail-like thing which is there on the loom, could those decades be mentioned, just the years that would give, a timeline of how many years you have developed, not this carpet itself, but the Jaipur rugs journey as such. Those kind of small things would give. That's just a visual clue that I thought I'd pass on. Any questions, people? If you want to ask, Chitra, madam. I think one other point was that each one is a unique carpet, right? It's not a production kind of a story where, you have 100 same kind of things. So everybody feels and depicts, So that's a unique narrative which is there in the carpet. So that's very strong in the works that you showed us. Yeah. So I think we can now move on to the next participant. Saloni over here.
Yeah. Good morning.
Good morning. Yeah, please start.
Is my screen visible?
Yeah, it's just coming up. Yeah. Okay.
So my poster is titled as the Patachitra painting of Odisha before and after independence. This is something, this is one of the topic which I started last year as my college assignment, and then it is like a kind of ongoing research, and as my research continues, I will still add on with the point
Saloni,
here. Yeah.
Saloni, just a moment. I didn't give a little introduction for you. So,
Okay.
from MS in University, Baroda, pursuing bachelor's in visual arts. So yeah, that's a background and visual art studies. Yeah, please carry on.
Yeah, so a brief introduction to Patachitra. Patachitra is a traditional art form which comes from Odisha, which literally means painting and painting on the cloth. There are two main scholars who have tried to trace the history of Patachitra and have worked in this Patachitra artwork, who are the O.C. Ganguly and B. Mohanty. So O.C. Ganguly tries to link the origin of Patachitra with the cult of Lord Jagannath, and B. Mohanty tries to trace the history of Patachitra through the rock caves of the 8th century AD. Then during the 11th to 14th century, Odisha art and architecture was at the zenith, and during this time, the temple was to Jagannath was constructed at the Puri, so which helped many artists to migrate to Puri and helped in uh, the reaching of the zenith to the Patachitra painting. Then we also find stylistically similarities with the murals, and Patachitra, apart being religious, was also used by the kings and the wealthy peoples. With the Patachitras done by the Chitrakar families, they are also expected to contribute to the temple, especially devoted to Lord Jagannath, and some of the services are mentioned in the text, like Madala, Panji, and Karmangi, and they are being expected like during specific occasions to contribute into the temples, like during the Navakar Vela, Anavasra period, Ratha Yatra, Jhula Yatra, and other festivals. There is some kind of rules which are followed by the Chitrakars while doing the Patachitra painting, like they should clean their work clean their working space and the whole house, and they must also take bath and clean themselves every time before working. They should sleep on the floor without supporting elements for the body and follow the strict celibacy. And they should also eat the pure vegetarian food without the onion and garlic. And even like apart from men, women are also expected to follow these rules because they also help in the preparation of pattas and the colors for the Patachitra painting. So next, coming to the how B. Mohanty, according to his book Patta Paintings of Odisha, categorizes the Patachitra paintings according to different themes, and these are the Sri Jagannath Patti, which includes the paintings for the Lord Jagannath, Balbhadra or the Balaram, and the Devi Subhadra. Patachitra based on the different episodes of Ramayana, Mahabharata, Bhagavad Puran, and other literatures. Patachitra on Odisha folk. Sorry. Okay. Patachitra on the rituals and or vrats and the mode of worshipping the gods and goddesses of Odisha, and Patachitra depicting different birds and the animals. And we also find the erotic Patachitras in them. The book also talks about different centers, historical centers for the Patachitra paintings, and at present, Raghurajpur is regarded as the heritage craft village by the government of India. Then coming to the traditional technique of making the patta, making the patta. So the cloth of a sari is picked up and it is cut into the required size. Then the cloth, two cloths are dipped together, stick together with the help of the tamarind seed paste, which is then dried in the sun. And then a soft clay stone is mixed with the tamarind seed paste and is applied with the handmade brushes onto the cloth, and which is again dried. And after it is partially dried, the patta or the surface is smoothened with the chikna stone, and the patta is ready for use. After the surface is ready, the Chitrikar starts by the light sketch done with the red or the orange paints, but today the Chitrikar starts with the other materials like the pencils and the charcoal sticks for their basic sketching. And after the sketch, the border is painted and the two borders are painted. The outer side is bit thick and has the floral and the fauna patterns, while the inner is thin and has the geometrical and simple geometrical patterns. Once the border is perfected, the Chitrikar starts painting inside, where the main characters of the paintings, according to the theme and the size of the figure varies, and they are painted in the flat colors. And then the detailing part is added with the black and the white lines. And at the end, like after everything is done, even the background, the ornamentation is done with the white color at the end. So traditionally, Patachitra had, like, they used the natural tools and colors, and it was associated, the colors were associated with the deities. So black, white, red, yellow, blue, and green were regarded as the some religious or the divine colors. So the black that came from the black suit was associated with the Lord Jagannath. White from the conch shell mixed with the kaitha fruit was for the Balram or Balbhadra, and red, which was taken from the two stones, that is the Hingula and Gairika, was associated with the Patta or the stand where the deities sit in the temple, and the yellow, from which comes from the Haritala stone, was dedicated to Devi Shubhadra, and blue color was taken from the indigo plant or the stone Rajavarta, which was associated with used for depicting the Sudarshan Chakra of Lord Jagannath or Krishna, who were like incarnations of Lord Vishnu. And green was mainly used to show the nature and to create a contrast among different colors. And the green color was again taken from the leaves of various plants. Then coming to Patachitra after the independence, after the independence, like during the colonial period and after till the independence period, we find that there was a kind of decline in the Patachitra. And in 1950s onwards, there was some steps taken, but it was like not that beneficial to the Patachitra paintings. Then in 1952, with the efforts of the American French Service Committee, which was under the leadership of it's visible, is the right hand side of the corner visible of the presentation?
Almost a little bit of the content is cut.
Okay.
But you can just go for the key contents rather than getting very long otherwise. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So in 1952, with the efforts of the American French Service Committee and the leadership of the Philip Zilli and Helena Zilli, they started this committee.
Saloni, your time is up, so you can, as sir said, you can quickly.
Okay. So you can read onto this slide. There were various efforts taken by the different institutions, like the as mentioned before, and the government also took, like Shri Naba Krishna Chaudhary also helped in revival of the Patachitra. There was coming up of the Odisha cottage industries and establishment of the cooperative societies at the Bhubaneswar and Rajgarh. They were also given the GI tax, or the government tax, to given by the government to Patachitra art, to have the authenticity where the artwork was created. So like there was a kind of revival, and the contemporary Patachitra came up. So these are the images of the contemporary or the new Patachitras, where we find that there is a change in the medium, there is a change in the surface, and these are the traditional ones. Yeah, and there is also the change in the technique, motifs, technique. There is a change in the technique because, of course, there is a change in the colors, like or the material which they are using, which are like, for example, before the cloth was used, and now it is also shifted to the different materials like the paper and variety of papers which came because of the globalization and the technology, like how the world is opening up. And yeah, and there was more use of the synthetic colors, like the what do we say, the acrylics, which is and the new mediums also came, like the oil and the poster colors and things like that. And there was also change in the motifs, like before the, like when we will look at the paintings, we find that the there is change in the motifs, like the how the motifs and the forms, there is a quite change. And the one like interesting thing is that the Patachitra, as we know, like because of the wider reach, it is not only confined to a particular region. Historically, as we say, that it is confined to Odisha, but because of this technology and the social media platforms, it is like it has a wider reach. Now, people from various regions can practice and learn this traditional art, and which is again like help in the revival and making up of the like new Patachitra, we can say. Yeah, and one more thing, like it is going beyond this contemporary Patachitra, is going beyond its religiousness and is being used in the various
Saloni,
art.
I think we'll have to stop here.
Yeah, I am done.
Thank you. Yeah. Overall, you've taken the theme of harmonious livability, and truly, I mean, the content shows how the artist is one with nature, and he uses materials which are very readily available in nature, and to make his colors, for example, traditionally. And obviously,
Yeah.
the globalization that's changed. Just one point I wanted to ask you here was, why are two fabrics, joined together and processed so that they become the canvas for Patachitra? You have two fabrics which are.
Yeah.
Why are
The, they are being like traditionally they are being used in the two sides, like the two saris are used, the cloth pieces are used because it gives the perfect strength, it creates the perfect surface for them. Yeah, like if more than two layers are used, then the surface will become more rigid. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So my other feedback is, while in conference like posters and all, there should be it should be informative, and your thing is very informative, slightly more informative. In fact, it needs to be cut down where you put in the essential things, more than facts fully there. I mean, yes, as a research paper or something it would be fine, but as a poster, it gets too overwhelming, the information. So you have to, the two. Yeah. Any other questions anybody wants to ask Saloni on this Patachitra poster? One, Chitra, and anybody else? Okay. So yeah, that was my thing, and key things which should be there. Obviously it's informative. It should be informative. That's what, these are not movie posters, so that's fine. Just it needs to be, that visual hierarchy and text hierarchy is not there. If you look at, you have these headers and then you have the body content, so it gets a little routine, like mundane you need to break that as visual designers, because the poster needs to quickly communicate and yet be enough granular that people can enjoy and pick up whatever is there, because nobody has a lot of time, you got to.
True. Yeah. Like before, like as I mentioned that this paper, like this started with my assignment and later further became as a part of my side research. So that might have influenced it. But like, yeah, as you said, I will keep those points into my mind while making a poster or something. Yeah. Thank you.
Good work, but yeah, very comprehensive and very, very good information. Next, let's call Vansh, who is from IGNOU. He's taking a course, and his topic is perspectives of culture in the digital era. So,
Yeah,
Vansh, can you?
yeah, of course.
He's pursuing psychology and embracing his journey as an artist and aspires to become a filmmaker.
Yeah. So hi everyone. I'm Vansh and I'm here to present my typographic poster. Actually, I'd like to start by thanking Arch for giving me this amazing opportunity and for organizing the Pink City Design Conference. And I'd like to take some time to tell you a little bit about me as well. I'm 19 years old. I'm a visual designer and I'm passionately driven by minimalistic and brutalist designs. Uh, like Sir said, I'm pursuing my bachelor's in psychology currently, and I'm also embracing my journey as an artist while doing that. Okay, so getting right into it, my poster is titled Mars Wars. It's about an imaginary future where there has been an interstellar war, and a film project has been commissioned to learn from those past events and prevent them from ever happening again. The boosters of the same documentary. The theme it falls into is Society 5.0 because it comments on the universal nature of human civilization across time. It highlights an unfortunate truth about our society where a war could easily break out between two groups. The entirety of our history and even our current geopolitical situation stands as a testament to that fact. And it would not be a surprise that humanity gets involved in an interstellar war while we are colonizing our cosmic backyard in the near future. And like I mentioned before, this poster is supposed to be of a project which is documenting these events only as an aftermath measure and with the intent of learning from them. So the basic idea was to create a documentary poster which was about an interstellar war in the future. I chose Mars to be at the center of it because it is our best contender to host an extraterrestrial human colony in the future. And if a war was supposed to happen, I assume that humanity would have already reached far beyond our solar system to be capable of fighting it, and Mars could be a center of a great political power by then. However, the hostile situations of a war and the loss of human life cannot be glorified in any way. And hence, the purpose of this documentary had to be about reminding the people of the casualties that could happen from such an event. To seek inspiration for such a poster, I looked at various sci-fi posters, psychedelic art, posters of war documentaries, and posters based on the themes of space and astrophysics. I picked up the futuristic and functional elements from these designs and incorporated them into the typography and overall outlook of the poster. Now, talking about the visual style of this poster, it is a combination of different elements taken from distinct styles, which include the psychedelic colors, an American-ish layout, and a minimalistic 3D type design for the text. The theme and the topic of the poster demanded a very clean and coherent design. And I also tried to use the blank space to depict the vastness of the cosmos. I've tried to keep the overall vibe of this poster very futuristic to also highlight the fact that humanity would be a spacefaring civilization with all kinds of technological advancements when this project would be culminating. Now I would like to talk a little bit about the different elements I've used in this. I've used an elliptical gradient of vibrant purple and black to show the illuminated outer space because of the intensity of the war. The bright white orbs are meant to display clusters of war satellites and spaceships around the red planet, and Mars is depicted like a shining ball of red and orange hues because of human settlements and the war situations on the planet. Also, the ring around it is just an orbital path complementing the typography of the poster. Uh, Moving on, the purpose of choosing such a topic and imagining it in the future is to also highlight the possibility of what we can achieve as a race. To just be capable of fighting an interstellar war means that we obviously have the resources to travel beyond the limits we can currently even imagine, and then spare them for lesser unfortunate purposes as well. I've tried to bring this thought out through the overall feel of this poster, and my only intent behind it is to remind the society of where we could be focusing on instead of fighting among ourselves. Wars are, again, of course, hostile and cause irreversible casualties of human life and infrastructure, and in any kind of future, this should not be viewed as an event to look forward to. Um, this was very brief. That sums up my presentation for this poster. I created this poster as a part of a daily design challenge which I took, and here I've attached a few other posters on similar themes which were a part of this series. And you can find them on the link that I've also mentioned there.
Okay.
Thank you so much for listening to me. Now I'll be happy to answer any question that you might have.
Yeah. Thank you, Vansh. Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
An interesting poster that you made.
Yeah.
While you showed a glimpse of the other posters, I could see some granular information, which was what I was also looking for here. The other posters which you've done here, you can see there are 2 lines, 3 lines. So that is important, in any of these conference-based posters, that information needs to be there. Actually, more than this is needed. But here, at least I see that, while they're slightly, just too straight in the eye, that's all. But your and all are good. So consider, adding information and vital information. Maybe in the content you write, instead of wars, could we do something about it and not repeat, the wars that happen on Earth? If we actually, let's not, so that kind of subtle information could be, filled up somewhere in the poster. And also typography, I need, a little more variety, because the same A's are there, the same R's are there, and, they're one below the other. So, what can you do to play with that, like at least M looks good, you see a mirror image below it. While A, are the same thing. So you could have played around with that, with typography, mixing the thing and size difference, or, one big A across. So there's some visual graphic designers. But overall, good contrast and clear things that you want to show. So that's a good positive one. Any thoughts, Saloni? Because you work with colors and you really, MS Baroda is strong on design and illustration.
I like the other, I really like the other posters with he showed, especially the black hole one, and the play with it's minimalistic and the play with the typography. But when it comes to this Mars, the main poster which he's talking about, I think there can be some kind of complexities with the forms, something needs to be added, and some kind of effects can be given, what do we say, software you are using. Like if you are using the Photoshop, then it has a variety of the tools which helps in this creating amazing things. So you can look into that. And
in fact, once your research and all, when you did, there were cracks on the planet, and there were sparks and things. So like clues, into what kind of sophistication is there today, So obviously you're not a 100% graphic designer, so I can see the limitations, but aspire for that kind of thing, so that you're really
of course,
strongly contending as a but your thoughts are there. So you and some of your work is also visible, so I'm sure you go to the next level as you move on in your work.
Yeah.
Good. So,
Yeah,
yeah.
thank you so much for all the suggestions and feedback. I'll keep that in mind.
Yeah. Next, we'll have Bikash Kumar. Is he with us? Or
Yes, sir, he has joined.
okay, so Bikash Kumar, he's from NIFT, Kolkata, and
Oh,
is
he
he
was
there?
here a
Oh,
moment back. Just let me contact him, sir. He's okay. He's come now.
is Rashmi a participant also?
No, sir. She is supposed to be in the next session, but she
Okay,
wanted to attend this one,
okay,
so
okay.
she's
That's
here.
okay. Okay. So Bikash is coming and going.
Yeah. Let me contact him, sir. He's here, sir.
Okay. Okay, so we have Bikash Kumar with us. And like I said, he's from NIFT Calcutta, and the poster that he's taken on is this the end? And Bikash, can you present your work?
Good afternoon, all the jury members. I'm Vikas Kumar from NIF Kolkata, and right now I'm pursuing textile design. Sorry for interruption in some voices because I'm right now in my office doing my internship. So if there's some background noises, I'm sorry for that.
Bikash, since you entered in late, I'll just tell you, you'll have 7 minutes for your presentation. 3 minutes we'll take up for comments by Sir, Anil Sir. He's going to assess and if there are any questions.
Okay. Uh, is my screen visible?
Yeah, yeah. Please go ahead.
So my theme is basically on the COVID depression, and I named is this the end since December 2019 COVID outbreak, and it causes an international pandemic among many physical disadvantaged who got some symptoms. There were some most cases about mental health. So uh, the mental health was mostly in a survey that was found that in mental health the most of the depressed members are the either health workers or the students under the age of 20s. So because apart from the healthcare workers, the reasons among the reasons of the anxiety among students were that is the serious problem among the society about the mental health among students. So these are the charts that says how much anxiety and depression that lead in the COVID-19 pandemic. So the main reasons were for anxiety was first of all the death ratio of the relatives, of course, and the partners from our friend circles are not getting involved. Even air is poisonous because we can't breathe without mask in outer world. We have to stay away from our friends and family. That causes so much anxiety that in some cases students and healthcare workers choose to suicide. So as many parents know and teenagers know that this is a challenging position to uh, cancel this problem right now. And in India, there are not so much healthcare on mental level uh, advisors that help these teenagers for come out of these problems. So going to the poster, this is some brainstorming I have done. This is a mood board I created. As you can say, the cities are almost closed. What will happen to the future after COVID? and there was so much thought that we're processing in our mind, like if I skip a class, how I'm going to get something fruitful of our physical outcomes. And there was virus also. There was so much laziness among us due to online communications, because we were not going outside and playing. It was so much hard to maintain our life cycle in the closed situations. So these are some initial sketches, and these are some layouts that I planned, and these are some progressing uh, my posters. So as you can say, I have made a devil and a depressed student which is in the balcony thinking about what will happen in the future, and there are some burdens on the top that are meetings, death ratios, death of the some relatives, and a study and pending assignments, even the air. And the devil is saying that if you want to get rid out of this situation, you can just come to us. This means any place will be better than this place right now. So this is my poster. Thank you, jury ma'am, jury members.
Thank you, Vikash. Uh, we saw good developmental work of how your uh, problem that you've taken on and how you've resolved it, and finally condensed it into a thought-provoking illustration and poster. And yeah, I mean, the devil says, okay, anywhere else, but this close jail-like situation that is there would be better, So absolutely, that shows up really. Anywhere else would also be, problematic outside. So it's like
Yes, sir.
it's anyway. So yeah, it's very interesting. Visualization is excellent. Just be careful. I think there were some typos and all in your content.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so always proof check all your work. Yeah. Any questions that are there on the other participants want to Saloni and Vansh? Any questions for Vikash? Yeah. So Vikash, one or two things I had wanted to talk about, while the painting and the thing that you brought together is pretty impressive, and there's no countering it. I mean, that's true. But there were some positive things, I think. If you look at it, this pandemic has brought some positive things. For example,
Yes, sir.
yeah, for example, the whole idea of conversing and communicating, there was no platform as such earlier. And here you have free platforms for, quick communication, people getting a little more independent. All the technology development has also happened, and it's at the hands of the users today, while we couldn't have, WhatsApp and so many other things otherwise. So pandemic has some positivity also, apart majorly negative. So bring that also in your poster, somehow you to kind of bring, because like I said, you're not there in conference posters and all. We look at, a more detail. It's not like a typical poster where, it's just like a movie or a quick thing. Apart from that, there should be facts and other details, In fact, I wanted to just give you a little idea of what really expected to make it powerful. You should have a little note about the problem, a small note to tell what the problem is picking or what your subject is that you're picking on. So that should be there. Then a paragraph on objectives. What is the objectives that you want to meet? The poster. Then the methodology and outcomes. Another amount of text, not very sufficient to give a clear idea of your methodology and outcomes. Then a brief write-up. Then keywords should be here itself from the explanation that you're given, and some links. All this should be right on the poster itself, not as an after page or an explanation should be here. Then you kind of have a comprehensive poster where somebody is not initiated in this topic or doesn't know much can, you know, get a glimpse of what to say and what are the information. You know? So with
Yes, sir.
any kind of thing, whether it's medical or, you know, other like that story that we had earlier by Chitra, you know, one gets a very good idea what is involved apart from just the visual, you know. So that's something I want you all to take away from this session. That what is a, you know, look at some of the conference posters so that next time you're a little more equipped and you're able to justify. Yeah, but you know, I think this is really cool. Really cool. Very good work. So thank you, Vikash.
Thank you, sir.
Shipra, Deepshika, over to you.
Yes. Thank you, all the participants. I hope you all took notes from what Anil sir had to tell, and indeed you all presented well. We had good designs in front of us. Thank you, everyone. I would request you, if you wish to continue seeing the PCDC event, it's online. You can stay tuned. We are live on Facebook with all other events as well. Thank you so much. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Okay.